What is up? My name is Danny. Welcome to Jones Vibes. I just got out of Lilo and Stitch. This is the brand new Disney live-action adaptation of Lilo and Stitch directed by Dean Fleischer Camp. And this one was a really fun experience for me, I'm not gonna lie. I had never seen the original Lilo and Stitch up until today, believe it or not. It was just a movie that kind of missed me. I was a little bit too old for it. I loved Disney movies growing up. I watched a ton of them, but by the time I was like 11 or 12, that's around the time that this movie came out, I was getting into like System of a Down and stuff, and it just kind of passed me by. And so when I saw that they were making a live action adaptation of this movie, I got a little bit excited because I knew I was going to be able to watch it for the first time. So that's what I did today. Before watching the live action one, went ahead, I watched the original, and then I watched them back to back. And the thing that surprised me the most was just how well that worked. And I was thinking about it after I watched the movie. I was like, man, I don't think a lot of the live action adaptations that they've done would have held up as well as this one did watching it right next to the original. That says a lot, and honestly, guys, my first reaction here, I think this is the best live-action adaptation that they've done yet. There's a lot that I want to say about it. I'm honestly really hyped up because I just got out of it. This will be an out-of-theater reaction as well as a spoiler-free review, so don't worry about any spoilers, but let's talk about Lilo and Stitch. So, the thing that really caught my attention as soon as this movie started was that it kind of follows the original beat for beat, and that's something that some of the other live-action adaptations don't do, and immediately, if that's not the case and you are adapting something, it sort of throws you off, right? And I was really glad that that's how this one started because it felt like Lilo and Stitch. It felt like I was back watching the cartoon, but just better, just live action. The effects and the animation is absolutely outstanding, but since they do that, since they follow it beat for beat, you get familiar with this universe again. You get familiar with this story again so that then they can make changes and you feel comfortable with it. They restructure some things and they also leave out a pretty big character. I'm not going to tell you who that character is. I don't want to spoil anything, but I kind of wish I knew going in. There is somebody that if you look into it, this has already been announced that there is one character that's just not in the movie, but it works because the way that they do it and the way that they kind of pass along that character's role to another character, all of the same story beats and the structure kind of remains the same, but you're able to take a lot of that stuff and spend some more time with some characters in the movie that maybe needed it. And so I didn't mind that, and I honestly didn't have much time to pay attention to that because this movie was just so good. It moves at a really great pace. Stitch is freaking adorable. The effects that they did on Stitch is outstanding. Like, he looks so great, and so you're just so enthused by it. But then you get to Lilo, and this is the stuff that I just wasn't sure if it was going to work or not. I didn't even watch a trailer, so I didn't know what, like, the little girl looked like. I wasn't sure if they were just gonna age her up a little bit and not have, like, a little 5-6-year-old playing Lilo, but they did cast a little 5 or 6-year-old girl. And I just want to shout her out, Maya Kealoha. Guys, I'm not kidding. She was the perfect Lilo. She was the perfect little girl. She embodies the spirit so well. She's so hilarious, so over the top, so like outrageous at times, such a little like problem child like she is in the beginning of the original one, you know what I mean? I was so impressed that they actually found a little girl that could pull this off, and props to little Maya for doing this. I just didn't think it was possible. And same with the sister. Nani is played by Sydney Agudong, and this is something that I noticed when I was watching the original earlier. It was going through the opening credits and it said Nani played by Tia Carrere, who's one of my favorite actresses, man. Like freaking Wayne's World. I did this event a long time ago, humble brag here, but I did this event, I was playing music at it, and she was one of the special guests at this event as well. And so we were in like the green room and I got to play music with Tia Carrere. She's an idol of mine. I love her, and she was so great in the original. I was watching that today. Her singing voice is so beautiful, but she's also just such a great voice actress. I was wondering if she was going to show up in this movie, and yes, she does show up in this movie. Some of those things that are changed around, like I was mentioning. She plays the counselor in this movie, and she's fantastic. But back to Nani, like Tia Carrere's heart in that original, she was so great as the older sister. I didn't expect that role to be so prominent when I was watching it for the first time. I thought the whole thing was just going to be Lilo and Stitch the entire time, but there's this whole plot about the sister keeping custody of little Lilo and like being able to keep a hold of their family, being able to keep their family together after they lost their parents, and being able to keep the house and all of this stuff, that struggle of holding the entire life together. And so I found that really beautiful watching the original, and then as we get into this one, they hammer it home, man, and they made it real life. Like, I truly felt the struggle that these sisters were going through, and by the end of the movie, their relationship, it hit me so hard. These damn Disney movies always do. That's why I'm always even like, I'm a little timid walking into them because I'm like, damn it, I'm gonna cry sometime soon. I can feel it. And this movie was no different. Like, I cried during the original today, and I walk in and I sit there for, I don't know, I probably cried 4 times during this damn movie because it gets you, dude. Like, it gets you so hard. And then, like, that theme of family is so special. It's such a special thing. And when you have this little Stitch, this little animal, and they follow the story so closely, so it's a story that you know, but they also do a good job at making it even more deep and resonate even more. It really gets you in the heartstrings. Honestly, Stitch as a character, he's so cute already. It does remind you of a dog and stuff like that, but there are so many little things that the original does that are so fun to play on. I love the Elvis bit. They add that to this movie. I love him just being absolutely absurd and doing the craziest things. They add that to this movie. I also loved that they paid attention to his heart and his feelings, and they really showed that in live action in a way that not even the original could. There's also a lot of comedy in it. You got Zach Galifianakis and Billy Magnuson, and these two show up, and they're playing the Pleakley and Jumbo Jukiba, those two characters, and they keep that whole bit. Like, they keep those two, but you have these two guys playing those characters. It's fantastic. Like, I didn't know, again, I didn't watch the trailer. I didn't know Zach Galifianakis is freaking in this movie, and so that was a pleasant surprise already. But when you add all of those elements together and you do a great job adapting the original that people already love for a new modern audience, maybe kids going to this haven't seen the original, but even if they have, you're telling this story again in such a beautiful way where all of the pieces fit together. I'm just so insanely impressed that they pulled this movie off, because if you were to tell me that Lilo and Stitch was going to be the best adaptation when they started all of these things, I would have probably thought that you were crazy. But sitting here after watching Snow White and now moving into this Lilo and Stitch thing, it's just awesome. I'm so excited right now, and it also gives me so much confidence, a little bit more confidence moving forward, that maybe they are starting to understand this thing. Maybe they are starting to understand that audiences just want to see the thing that we saw when we were younger and capture that nostalgia. And if you're going to take some liberties, just do them in a smart way that honors the heart of the original, and they definitely captured that in this one. I think this movie's going to end up being a smash hit. The score is absolutely beautiful. The cinematography is great. The effects are absolutely great. There's not a single effect in this movie that I feel like people can complain about. You know what I mean? And that's something that people complain about all the time. But like the color grading, the look, the visuals of this thing, it's just an absolute home run. And so make sure you get out and see this one. There is a post-credit scene as well, so make sure you stick around for that. But that's about it on Lilo and Stitch. I should probably get going. I'm going to hop on Amazon and I'm going to buy a Stitch stuffed animal because that is my life. But as for my Jones Vibes star rating, my friends, I'm giving Lilo and Stitch, the live action adaptation, 4.5 out of 5 stars, and it deserves it, baby, no doubt. But head down in the comments, let me know what you thought about the movie if you've seen it already. If you haven't seen it, are you gonna go see it? Do you plan to see it? I'd love to hear from you guys. I always love reading your comments down below. Also, my friends, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, but more than anything, make sure to keep up the good vibes. I'll see you in the next video. Peace!